So I hope that you have understood the yesterday's lecture. We discussed the types of networks and types of connections. So networks are of two types, wired and wireless networks, whereas connections are also of two types, point to point and multi-point. So wired network is in which the wires are used to connect the devices to the other systems, whereas in wireless networks we use only signals to transfer the data from one point to another point. Then the point connection is that is used in simplex form of data flow, in which the sender will remain the sender and receiver will remain the sender till there is a connection, and only two systems are connected with each other, and that will be the point connection. Whereas when multiple systems are connected, they are called as multi-point connection over a single line. So next, based on these type of connections, we have some kind of topologies. So the topic of today's topology, network topologies. So first of all, what is a topology? So basically, it is a structure by which we will connect the number of systems with each other or with the server. Okay, so network topology describes the ways in which the elements of a network are mapped. Elements means these systems are the elements. So the elements can be a system, it can be a hub, or it can be a router. So these are all the elements of the network. Means the network does not contain only systems and wires. It also contains different systems, maybe heterogeneous systems, different devices like routers, hubs, switches. So all these are the elements. Even the cables are also the elements. So they describe the physical and logical arrangement of the network nodes, how they are physically arranged and how they are logically connected with each other. It is also described in this topology. So the physical topology of a network refers to the configuration of cables, how they are configured with each of the device, how the computers are connected, and how the other peripherals are connected. So other peripherals are routers, hubs, switches, or any kind of device that is used in the creating the topology or the computer network. So here are some different types of topologies, and there are some the figures, basic figures of it. So first is the fully connected network topology. You are able to see that there is a uh, huge complex structure of the wires connected to the system, because in this each system is connected to all the other systems. That means we require n minus 1 channels to connect one single system to the other system. So then we have the mesh topology. It is also in which all the systems are connected with each other. Then star topology, in which all the systems are connected via a single hub or switch. This is the bus topology. A single communication line will be used to connect the systems. And then next is ring topology, in which the networks or the systems are connected via a single line, but they are connected circularly. Clear? Yes, everyone. Okay. So next is the different type of topologies are bus topology, star topology, ring topology, mesh topology, tree topology, and hybrid topology. Hybrid is simply the combination of all the other topologies. So the very first is bus topology. Now see, in bus topology, all the nodes, which is file server or server, workstations means computers, and peripherals. They are connected by a single cable in bus topology. Now see, this is the single cable, and all these systems are connected via this single line. So this is called the bus topology. It consists of a main run of a cable. This is a main run of a cable with a terminator at each end. At this point, the terminator is being replaced so that the data should not be lost, because see, if uh, this system has sent the data over to this line, no system is able to uh, get the data. So at this terminator, this data will be automatically discarded off. So all nodes, workstation, and peripherals are connected to this linear cable. This is also called as linear cable or single line cable. So popular on LANs because they are inexpensive and easy to install. So it is a very basic structure to connect the system or to make a network of systems in a simple way. So it is also less expensive because only one line is used and some minor lines are used to connect these systems to the other systems. Okay, and then suppose this line will also be busy, because see, if this system wants to communicate with this, so whenever there is a communication going on between these two systems, suppose this system wants to communicate with this, it will not happen. Yeah, if this system wants to connect with this system, it will not happen because it will move from this line to this, and this line is already busy in communication with these two systems. So that is why it should go in wait state till their communication will take place. Yes, it will happen if this system is communicating with this one is with this, or here the communication is going on. So this is how the bus topology will work in our computer network. Clear? Yes, everyone. Okay. Next, we have the advantages and disadvantages of bus topology. First of all, advantage, it is cheap, easy to handle and implement. So it is not of a complex nature. It is very inexpensive and it is easy to implement. It requires less cables and best suited for small networks which are not able to bear a huge cost of networks. Okay, so advantages are it is cheap, easy to handle and implement. It requires less cable and it is best suited for small networks. Disadvantages are cable length is limited due to the number of stations connected, and the network topology is only for limited or small number of nodes rather than the large number of nodes. Okay, so next is ring topology. So basically it is you can also say that it is a kind of you can say that bus topology, but there is a difference. So we will just move to previous slide. Okay, So see, I am going to convert this bus topology into ring topology. See, if I will connect using a cable these 2 points. So now this point at this point, this is called the ring topology because all the systems are connected with each other, and the common bus will be in a closed loop. Okay, so it is similar like this one. Now this is a cable and it is communicated with each other via a single cable. So it is a ring network. Every device has exactly two neighbors for communication purpose. Okay, so all messages travel through a ring in the same direction. A failure in any cable or device breaks the loop and can take down the entire network. So all messages will be travel through a ring in same direction. So if at any point of time the cable will fail, the entire loop be will be breakdown, and it will take down the entire network. To implement a ring network, we use token ring topology. A token, what is a token? A token or small data packet is continuously passed around the network. When a device needs to transmit the data, it reserves the token for the next trip around, then attaches its data packet to it, and similarly, it will move from number of systems, and at a specific destination, the data will be arrived. Clear? Now see, this the token T will move from this point to this point, and it will move like this. Whenever suppose this system D wants to communicate with A, it will accept the token T, attach its data to it, okay, and just send it to this point, and put up the destination address at the A will again receive the token, get the data, and release the token, and token will be start again moving from in this direction. Okay. So the advantages of ring topology are every device has access to the token and the opportunity to transmit. So in this, the transmission will be done with the help of the tokens. So easier to manage than a bus network. Good communication over long distances, and also it can handles the high volume of traffic. So disadvantages we already discussed in the previous slide, that failure of a single node of the network can cause the entire network. Now let's just move on to the previous slide. Now see, they are connected with each other. If this system will fail, the entire network will fail. Whereas in bus topology, they are connected with a separate path. So if this system will fail, if this system will fail, this line is in a working mode. The network of bus topology will fail once this baseline or the backbone of the topology will fail. Then we have the network breakdown. Okay, clear with this ring topology? So at any point of time, if we do some movement or changes, it will affect the performance of the network nodes. Okay, so next is star topology. So basically in this star topology, we have some devices or peripherals, and they are connected via a single hub. It can be hub, it can be switch. So basically the difference between hub and switch is that hub will broadcast the data, whereas switch will multicast the data, and their detailed difference will be discussed later on. So right now you just understand that hub will be for broadcasting, whereas switch will be for multicasting. Okay, so this is the type of star topology to look like star, and it is connected to the central device, and all the other systems are connected to it. So now thing is, if this system will fail, it will not affect the network. But if the hub will fail, that is considered as the backbone of this network, the entire network will be breakdown. Okay. So in a star topology, each node can be file server, workstation, peripherals is connected to the central device called a hub or switch. You could write switch here. The hub takes a signal that comes from any node and passes it along to all the other nodes in the network. So data on a star network passes through the hub, switch, or concentrator before continuing it to its destination. So now switch has been written. The hub, switch, or concentrator manages and controls all functions of the network. So they are able to, they are also the control unit of the network that will control the nodes as well as the data that is being transmitted. And this star topology reduces the chance of network failure by connecting all the systems to a central node. See how the communication will take place. Now let us see. Now we will first of all number these systems 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now suppose if first system will communicate with this fifth system, so it is connected via hub and this path is busy. So now at some other point of time, if system 2 wants to communicate with 4, in other topologies it will not happen because the path was busy, but this hub has multiple number of ports to connect the different devices. Now in this, the 2 is going to communicate with 4, yes, but it will not communicate with 1 or 5 because they are busy in transmitting the data, but 2 is communicating with 4. Okay, so at the same point of time, third will be connected to internet and doing their work, doing its work. Okay, so this is the advantages of this star topology, that multiple systems can communicate with each other simultaneously. So advantages are, first of all, it is easy to manage, easy to locate the problems of cables or workstations, because the system that is not connected to the network, only two causes will occur: either the cable will be failed or either the workstation has breakdown. So easier to expand than a bus or ring topology. You just have some connections implemented to it, easy to install, installing the wires, and also easy to detect the faults and to remove the parts. Whereas disadvantages are, requires more cables than a linear topology. If hub or concentrator or switch fails, node attached will be disabled and the entire network will be breakdown. And it is more expensive because of the cost of the hubs, switches, or concentrators. Clear?